After 4 weeks of absence, the IWTR World Photo Series Season 4 makes its return for round 11 of 16 in the championship for the Italian Grand Prix here at the IWTR di Monza in northern Milan. Obviously the track is the oldest racetrack in the mainland Europe, and it's also the world's third purpose-built motor racing circuit after the Brooklands and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as well. The track broke ground on 15th of May 1922 with the architect of Alfredo Roselli making this track come to life. Obviously the track is quite a famous circuit among the Formula 1 fans, located in the city of Monza, Milan, Italy. It has a length of 5.793 km circuit or 3.6 miles and 11 corners, 4 to the left and 7 to the right. F1 obviously came here when its first inception in 1950, then through to 79, then they skipped to Imola in 1980, then they returned in 1981, and it has stuck here for the Italian Grand Prix calendar ever since, and it's known for its tempos, the name of Tempo Speed, its nickname because of its long straight and pretty much a 5-speed circuit. Previous winners on this circuit obviously Zorbi in season 3 with Ferrari. The Tifosi is obviously like that in the last season, but he certainly has a chance on this season as well, so we'll have to wait and see how would things pan out. And we are back here in the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza in northern Milan, Italy. Hello everyone, I'm your host and your commentator pals here, back once again in the booth after 4 weeks of absence. It's been a while, I can definitely tell it's been a while, but it's also kind of refreshing that I've been gone for 4 weeks, get something heals up, just not getting, you know, a little bit too overloaded with all the stuff that's happening in the real life for me. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to be back to be commentating for this race. But yeah, obviously this race will be 21 laps, and the sky is absolutely clear. There's no signs of any rains at all, but let's hopefully that no rain is gonna drench the track in the next coming hours. But there's no sign of, there's a little bit signs of cloud, but there's not much of clouds on the horizon, so we should be fine throughout this race. But before we getting to any of the actions on track, well, let's have a look at the championship update for both the drivers and the constructors championship. Of course, we will start off with a drivers championship standings first. Well, after the last race at the German Grand Prix, tons of actions has been played out and playing out for most of the fields, and certainly the one who is returning to the top step of the standing so far is Tim Anderson. He's back on the lead in the championship hunt, and he now has 93 points. He got second place in the last race, obviously, and the person who is catching up on him is actually Nick Koch. She, well, didn't score that much more points, I would say, finished 8th, but still that's 4.5 points that you'll still be able to close up on Anderson's points, I would say. And for the rest of the field, it's pretty much I mean, obviously with Flandre Wilson, who were a couple of positions behind, actually comes up now to in the top 4 of the standings now. She is up to 4th place in the standings so far, which she now has 67 points, which that is 25 points. That's a full race points that the first place gets. So if she wins this and Tim Anderson didn't score any points, they would be tied throughout. They would be tied going through the Spanish Grand Prix. But the rest of the field seems pretty hectic, I would say. Serenkaya now moves up to 9th in the standings. He's now in the top 10. That is probably his first time in the top 10 in his career. and he now has 45 points, obviously a little bit less than the rest of the field, I would say, but he's in the top 10 for the first time in his career. So he certainly will looking forward to have a good race here at Monza. But the rest of the field, still there were some quite notable mentions, that being Matthew Falcon, who has been drenched in the last couple of races before the German Grand Prix. He actually scored a podium this race. He's now up into about 20th in the standings, but that podium really means to him a lot, because he's been missing the podium for quite a long time. He's been regularly just only placing in like top 20, sometimes actually getting a point. Actually, it's the first race of the season at South African Grand Prix that he only scored points. The only other time that he scored points this season, which is just absolutely insane. Some other drivers as well, like Slatko Drobozarjevic, finished in the top 5 last race, so now that's gonna help them both, with Flondre Wilson and Drobozarjevic in the team's championship or the constructor standings for Porsche. They certainly got like 35 points at last race, so that would help him a lot in constructor standings, which is the next thing that we're going to look next. So with 35 points that both Flondre Wilson and Drobozarjevic got, they're now into 5th place actually in the standings, which is just from 8th. That before the German Grand Prix they were 8th, so 3 positions up. That is quite a performance for both of those drivers. But the leader is still Sauber. 136 points, and with that podium off from Tim Anderson, they're still edging out the gap between them and also Haas, which is 2nd place. Still second place for Haas with 117 points. But then also we have Williams as well in 3rd. They're still staying in 3rd, which I'm surprised, even though they got no points at all last race. And same goes with McLaren Honda as well. They also haven't scored any points at all, but they still stay in the same position. But yeah, some of the notable marks being Ferrari actually dropped down from 6th to 8th, basically replacing Porsche's position. And on the bottom row, it doesn't really seem that much of a difference, I would say, because of course the back 3 is now Renault actually dropped down quite massively, now down to 11th, and Toro Rosso and Red Bull probably their lowest points in their career so far. And I mean, I don't know what's going on with their camp, and could be just like, you know, a power issue, could be a transmission issue, or it could be just the whole car's issue that plagued him for this season. But I mean, it's been that being the new car, but in this late stage of the season, you know, the car should have been more or less quite similar to every team, but they just got a pretty bad luck on the last 10 races. They just all had bad luck. Sometimes they had a chance to score points, but they didn't capitalize at all, and that puts them down in 12th and 13th respectively. Lost the cover in the constructor standings and also the driver standings that we previously mentioned, but it certainly is a fight to the finish for the last 6 races here. So we'll see what happens. And now with the championship update being done, well, let's have a look at the formation lap and the starting grid for the Italian Grand Prix. Of course, the track, those 3 chicanes are probably some of the most famous corners. There's a Lesmo, there's Ascari, then to the Parabolica, and we're back on to the main straight. So here we go then, starting grid for today's race. Pomshanot Shoshainat now scores, I think that his second pole of the series. He's been doing quite a big one, quite a good job for just only his first ever World Formula Series season. He's now scores another pole in this race, and of course being pole in this race in Monza, you gotta have a very good mindset and a good, good strategy to coming out and qualify well on this Saturday. Zoe Petrosyan will lines up in second place. Livin Pasalic will lines up in third. Flondre Wilson lines up alongside the German driver in row 2. Row 3, it's Lako Drobozarjevic. Alongside him is Seren Kaya in 6th place. Matthew Falcon and Nick Koch both lines up in row 4. These two, obviously, Falcon scored a podium last race. Nick Koch only scored 8th last race. Jafari Blackwood and Mr. Peanut Butter both lines up in row 5. Row 6, we have Raymond Tanner and also Alex Lewan in the Toyota. Then the other Toyota drivers, Cesar Cohen Jr. and Preman Pilch, both lines up in row 7. Ryan Adam and Sepp Plebs lines up in row 8. Row 9, we have Simon Witt for Red Bull and Dylan Hope for Renault. Harry Jack Brown and Akasti Bovona will lines up in the row 10. Row 11, we have Adia Backus and Tin Arison, both lines up in row 11. Then Mihaly Sivak and Luca Farina lines up in row 12. And rounding out the field, we have Noah Tomela and Mitch Johnson there. I feel like this track has not been kind to the Season 3 World Champion there. He started way back at the field. So we'll have to wait and see what will happen. Tin Anderson as well did not qualify well. He just got caught in the traffic in the qualifying session. So pretty much everybody is now using a super soft tire. So we'll see what happens. So they might switch to soft tires this time around, but the track temperature is actually pretty high up there, about 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. Lots of fluctuation throughout the grid. Certainly Zoe Petrosyan started in the front row once again. Last race he also started in the front row, but in the pole position. This time he just only started in the front row in second place, but could he redeem himself this time around after the disaster that he faced on the last race at German Grand Prix? 21 laps will decide it all for this race, as all of these drivers will come and lined up on the grid there. So the certain that being, well, Flondre Wilson actually qualified well once again in 4th place. She looks to have another go in this race, and if she started well, they could, a little goes a long way for her. If she scores this race, she could be catching up to the front as well. I mean, she certainly is in a good spot because she's in 4th right now in the standings, so it's all or nothing for her if she wants to have a good start in this race. The last cars lined up on the grid, including the medical car as well. And we are ready to go racing here in Italy. It's all going to be 21 laps here at the Italian Grand Prix. 5 red lights. And we go green here at Monza now, and you can see that Shoshana gets quite a good start there, coming off of the grid start. Now into the Rettifilio chicane. They're gonna have to be a little bit careful here because they can't risk going full broke into this corner. But there we go, and Shoshana takes the lead. Petrosyan in second place, Livin Pasalic in third. Flondre Wilson now moves up to 4th, and Kaya moves up 1 position in this point. And Kaya looks to go for Rogier chicane. Looks to have a go on Flondre Wilson, and just about to get in front of the British woman driver. Now goes up to 4th, so now both of the Porsches are now 5th and 6th. And there you see now there's still some moves made. There's one car goes off, that's Preman Pilch. Off into the gravel, and he stops the car. Don't know if that's gonna hurt anybody, but everybody's managed to get through there unscathed for everybody. Shawshana is still in the lead there. Petrosyan in second place. And Pasalic goes up to third now. Looks to be normal just fine, I would say. And now here goes now. Petrosyan has the inside line onto the Parabolica. Just about to get into the inside. Shawshana didn't lose any control. He still hangs on just fine. They are now going alongside each other, side by side, coming into the start-finish line. Both of them did a... Oh, that's a very similar lap times. It's pretty much the same thing. And Petrosyan has the inside line into the Rettifilio chicane, but it's going to be outside line this time. They make contact. Shawshana slides off a bit, and he has to give in that position to Petrosyan instead. But he has the... Oh, he still has a couple of car lengths, and they're still... Oh, just about. They're still alongside each other. Shawshana... Oh, they lose a bit of control there. Shawshana lose a bit of momentum, and he's dropped back to second place. Petrosyan moves up into P1. We're now back at the field at this moment. There, Shawshana had a look on Petrosyan onto the Ascari chicane, but it wouldn't look so bad for him, to be honest. Then Pasalic in third, then we have Enkaya in fourth now. Kind of feels weird to saying this, but oh, there's a yellow flag. Well, actually, that's a for the medical car there. It's parked on the track. It's nothing to worry about much, because that wouldn't interrupt the race that much. But here it goes now. Shawshana has the... Still has a look on the inside now into the Rettifilio chicane. He has on the inside line. They're gonna go very tight to these two corners. Shawshana, there's no sliding whatsoever from Petrosyan. Shawshana retakes the lead now, going to the Curva Grande. Now Livin Pasalic has a look on the outside line, but there's also Petrosyan blocks him. But Petrosyan gonna go onto the inside of Shawshana once again into the Roggier chicane. Shawshana slides off a bit. There's a bit of contact there from the Force India. The Force India now goes on the inside of Petrosyan. Now takes second place away from Petrosyan. So Pasalic goes up to second place. But he still has a little bit of work to cut out for him, because now the DRS is now enabled to use. And you could see now how the speeds of the DRS could help for some of these drivers. But there you see now, and there is one car trying to look on the inside. There's Flunger Wilson. She has the DRS on Zen and Kaya. This time around they don't on this straight. So going to be about a slipstream going on here. But Pasalic, he's gonna wait. He's gonna wait for his chance, because he got the DRS detection zone, and he definitely got the DRS enabled for him. Onto the straight we go. Shawshana has to be a bit worried about that, about you know, who's on behind him. But you see now, Pasalic goes on the inside. Shawshana is still trying to hang on the outside, then into the inside. Shawshana didn't lose any controls, and he has to drop back to second place. But remember, he still has the slipstream going to this corner, so we're still gonna see some loads of battle here. But there you see now, Shawshana back again on the Roggier chicane. Oh, but he's half a car length away, and there we go. Petrosyan now finally overtakes Shawshana into Roggier chicane. Into Lesmo 1 they go. Seems fine. And now Pasalic actually leading a race for the first time in the season. And we got a safety car. What is going on behind them? And oh goodness me, that's Mihaly Savak and Alex Luan got tangled at the Roggier chicane. Oh, that's a bad one. Oh, that's a bad one. And is actually our second safety car of the season. Oh, Luan gone wide there onto Roggier chicane. He gone wide. He can't break the car. Oh, he tried to overtake his teammate there, Cesar Cohen Jr. She was about to manage to avoid it, but there he goes. Luan rejoins the track, and oh my goodness me. debris flying off. Nobody was hitting the debris, thankfully. But goodness me, and that. Oh boy, and well, let's have a look on Savak's onboard camera. That's his camera, by the way, and now he goes, and yep, just came out of nowhere. Oh. Stops on track, couldn't do anything there. What about Luan's onboard camera there? Let's see what happens. So this is Luan's onboard camera. Yep, brake to no brakes onto the Roger chicane. Locks up. Stopped the car for a bit, tried to rejoin the track, but oh, he didn't know that Savak was there. And certainly a bit of kerfuffle there going through those corners. I think that was Dan Anderson who caught up there with it as well. Oh, but goodness me. First safety car of the day. And also the second safety car of the season. Thankfully we didn't have any, you know, we didn't have that much of a safety car, to be honest. Most likely there would be like one crash and nothing happened for the safety car procedure, but now we have a proper safety car procedure because we have two cars actually crash out of the race. So yeah, Luan and Savak out of the race early in this race. But here we go now. So it's gonna be, and after the safety cars, so we're gonna skip for the safety car procedure because it's gonna take like, actually it might take only 1 or 2 laps, so we can just wait, but we're gonna skip, fast forward a bit for your viewing pleasure, I guess. But yeah, before we go to do that, let's have a look on the, you know, the standing so far going through lap 5 of the race. So Liv Pasalic still in the lead with Pedrojan in second place, Shaoshan in third, Flanger Wilson in fourth, Nick Koch fifth, Zlaka Drobozarjevic goes up 6th place, actually dropped down 1 position there. Jafari Blackwood moves up 2 positions there in 7th place, Mr. Peter Butter in 8th, Raymond Tanner in 9th. Now finally have some redemptions here over the last race that he had in the German Grand Prix. He actually, you know, cannot start the engines. He actually stalled the engine when he's about to enter the pit lane going through the Hockenheimring's pit stop. Serenkaya drops down 4 positions there. Oh, not looking good for the Mercedes man. And Matthew Falcon will be 11th place. Cesar Cohen Jr. in 12th. Sepp Plebs in 13th. Ryan Adam moves up 1 position there. Sepp Plebs actually moved up 3 positions in this race so far. Dylan Hope, 15th place, 3 positions up. Simon Witt, 16th place, 1 position up. Akati Bavona, the hometown here, 17th, 3 positions up. Tim Anderson, 4 positions up in 18th right now. Luca Farina 5 positions up from 24th on the grid. And we actually still has all the 3 Italian drivers still on the track, so almost some of them almost got caught up in the crash, but yeah, they still survive. Adia Bacchus, 1 position up. Henry Jack Brown 2 positions down. Noah Tormella 3 positions up. Mitch Johnson 3 positions up as well. And Premem Pilch slows down the, well, 10 positions loss. So that's definitely not looking good for the Czech driver. And we're gonna go green flag next time around. So we're gonna have to wait and see how these things happen. So we're gonna skip through. So yeah, Pasalic still in front, Pedrojan in 2nd place. They are going in a pretty slow pace because obviously the safety car is a bit slow. But obviously the safety car wants everybody not to overtake each other onto this next corner. But I feel like the tyre life has been extended a bit because of that safety car. But nobody actually going to the pits in these 2 laps. So we'll wait and see what will happen for the strategies for all these 24 drivers that's still left on the track. Safety car light is off. We're gonna go back racing soon, and there it goes now. Luca Pasalic is gonna control the field, and we're going back to green flag, back in here once again for the first restart of the day. Hopefully there's gonna be no chaos into the next couple of corners, but here it goes now. Pasalic goes on the inside, on the outside, but there Petrosyan wasting no time going on the outside, and I think he's just about to got the position done. He's now back in first place for Petrosyan, and that's going to be a delight moment for the Tifosi all that coming here. But Pasalic still not giving up just yet, going on the inside of the Roger chicane, but but still wasn't quite enough to capitalize it. Petrosyan still in the lead, and Shoshana goes up to third, and there goes another one. That's Florence Wilson. She gone out once again, and she's gonna try to come back, and there's gonna be no carnage whatsoever. Okay, it's still just fine, but there's, oh my goodness me, Luca Farina, what the hell are you doing, man? He's just gone out, going out to wide, and now he's losing a couple of more positions now, and he has to fight alongside the other Sahara Force India driver, that being Henry Jack Brown. Brown goes on the outside line, and he takes the position, goes, and Farina almost sliding off and almost had a spin onto that corner. But still just fine there. Brivona in 16th. Still has the battle alongside Simon Witt though. Witt back onto 17th. Still hangs on there. Some loss of momentum there. And now here it goes now. As I was saying, Cohen Jr. going to the pits early. And same with Tuomela and Bremen Pilch as well. All of them. And here it goes. And it will be a soft tyre for Cohen Jr. It'll be a 5.53 pit stop there. Yep, I feel like the rest of the grid will go for the soft tyres as well. Petrosyan slowing down, Pasalic slowing down as well. Everybody's slowing down, but Sepp Plebs certainly does not. He's still going to continue on for another lap. Well, let's see how would this would benefit him in the long run. We only have 21 laps in this race, so we're already 1/3 of the way through. Here goes now Plebs, still trying to look, try and have a go on Jafari Blackwood, who's now going to the pits this lap. But here we goes now, Sepp Plebs has the outside line. Oh, it's still not quite enough. He tried to go on the outside line, but then here it goes on this corner, being blocked a bit. I think Plebs probably gonna go try to have a chance on the inside line, or is it? He's going outside line. That's a bit bold. But got blocked by Blackwood once again. But Plebs on the inside of this corner, and I think he's just about to overtake him. Maybe. Oh, almost a clash there. Going into the pit lane. That's a bit dangerous. But Plebs managed to get out in P1 so far, and then Dylan Hope setting Gaia, and also Flunger Wilson. Flunger Wilson might have a look. No, he slowed down massively there. And there is Luca Farina in 10th place, but there you see Petrosyan just coming out to the pit lane, just about. Then Shoshana in 12th, and there you see Cesar Cohen Jr. pitting early. Will she be able to overtake the Porsche of Drobo Zarcevic? She's on the outside line, and now it's going to turn on to the inside and make contact. But Drobo Zarcevic is just about to hang on in front. You see still plenty of battles going on the back. And here it goes now, Cohen Jr. Still can't really quite overtake there. Meanwhile, back at the front, and the gap seems to be stretching out again for Plebs. It's now about 4 or 5 seconds now. And there you see Petrosyan already catching up to his teammate there, who was about to pit soon, that being Luca Farina. We're still moving on. We're lap 9 of the race now so far. Would be a 2-stop strategy at best, or it could be a 1-stop too, actually. But there he goes now, Plebs into the pit lane. Plebs into the pit lane, what is it going to be? And there's Petrosjan in the background on your right side of the screen. 5.05. And he's got held up massively, even though there's actually no cars in front of him. Behind him, I meant. And oh! A little bit caught up there, and these two is going to go out side by side. That's actually Flunger Wilson and Ryan Adam almost taking advantage there. Now there's going to be plenty of battle now going through these corners. And actually Cohen Jr. actually overtakes Drobo Zarjevic for 4th place. But at the front, 2 Hasses still in front, still in 2nd and 3rd, and Petrosjan still in the lead. But there you see Drobo Zarjevic try to go for a move once again, lose a bit of control, and he's gonna go down 5th. But still staying fine for him, for Drobo Zarjevic. But Tuamela there, look at that, 19 positions up, pitting early and getting positions now. But obviously, no, Tuamela is gonna have a older tire compared to some of the guys like Mr. Piedwater and Raymond Tanner as well. Still battles raging on here, as we see right here. Cohen Jr. stretching out the gap a bit more on Drobo Zarjevic. If he couldn't get a 1 second time on the... Oh, and he's definitely not getting a DRS at all, because he's 1.3 seconds away. Yep, he doesn't get a DRS. Actually, he does get a DRS. So I think that the rules are going to be a bit different than you see in Formula 1. It's going to be 1.5 second actually, compared to Formula 1's real life 1 second gap. That way some of the drivers can still, you know, drive and pass, still drive and still not be able to actually not going to be that much far going. Basically, they're not going to leave the gaps a bit too far. Otherwise, there would be no action at all on the track. And here goes now Nick Koch has a DRS. Petrosjan actually does not. Well, let's have a look on board with Shawshan at the pole position. But slightly on the curve, I would say. On the middle lane, here comes Nick Koch now on the inside line. Is she gonna have a look on this corner? No, Shoshana brakes later and still gonna keep that position. But now that Nick Koch has a DRS, meanwhile Shoshana definitely doesn't. I think Shoshana's probably gonna give her a tow. Koch trying to go on that corner, but no, he still wasn't enough for her to overtake her teammate, Shoshana. A little bit sliding coming off of the Rectifilia chicane, now into the Curva Grande. Let's have a look on for this time on Nick Koch actually. These two still pretty close to each other, Shoshana. And look at that, the more they keep fighting, the more gap that Petrosjan is going to stretch out. It's now 4.3 seconds now. Actually 3.9 seconds. Yeah, about 4 seconds. About 4 seconds gap between Shoshana and Petrosjan now. So they're still going to keep fighting and not really actually helping each other to go in front. But you see now Koch trying to go on the inside of this corner. Oh, sliding up it, and they make contact. Koch on the inside line, and she's gonna lose some more time behind Shoshana there. A little bit of a I don't know if it's miscommunication or not, but I think the Haas team, they're probably gonna let him fight for the 2nd place. But would there be another pit stop? That's the question. Would we see Petrosjan coming into the pits again? Or would we see some of the other drivers actually staying out? So we have to wait and see there. Mr. Peanut Butter goes up to 6th place. Tuamela just about to hang on in 7th place. But you look at that. Tanner just trying to go on the inside of this corner. On the inside of the Jaguar of Tuamela sliding. They make contact. And Tanner goes up 7th place. And now comes Prem and Pilch right there. Actually, have a look on this battle right here. This Bunja pack going on there. Tin Anderson goes up 14th now, and Ryan Adam now has a slipstream going through this corner. Is he going to try to go on the inside, or is he going to try to go on the outside of this corner? He stays behind the Sauer driver, but there you see Plebs on the inside of Brown. They still alongside each other. Brown has the better exit coming off the Roger chicane now into Lesmo 1. Brown's just about to hang it out, and Plebs is gone off into the gravel trap. Oh, and we see a lot of times that some of these drivers just going 1 inch too far and just gone out into the gravel trap. There you see Falcon and Pasalic battling for the last points position, and it's still gonna be Falcon still in 10th. But now you see right here the 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th battle here going on. Still going to be a bunch of groups going on here. Remontana now has the DRS. Goes on the inside of the Renault driver. No, not much of a better break in there, but he still managed to keep on going and goes up to 6th place there for Remontana. And Mr. Peter Butter has a little bit of a frightening look on his face a bit, and now he has to look on the mirrors as well, because those two drivers, the Prem and Pilch and Noah Tuamela, now battling each other on Roger chicane. Tuamela just goes around the outside and gets a pretty much a better exit there, but coming off of that corner. But there it goes now. Pilch going on the inside once again, and Tuamela goes off wide into the gravel trap, but he's still just about to keep it on the track and not making any mistakes, unlike Sepp Plebs, and he still kept on going without actually losing one position, but not losing any more positions after that. So now it is Jaguar 9th and 10th now, or is it gonna be Force India? Oh yeah, Pasalic just had a look on there, but he wouldn't try to risk it all onto that corner. Now he has a slipstream going to this corner and into Parabolica. Would it work or not? I don't. Maybe not. But there you see Pasalic managed to goes on to 10th place. But now he has to watch out on his mirrors as well, because he now with actually Pasalic has a DRS, but Falcon doesn't. So it's gonna be good news for him. But you see now Blackwood has a little bit of going into the party as well, a bit late, but a bit sliding coming off of that Retafilio chicane. Oh, but still Falcon just about to hang on in 11th there. Pasalic in 10th, and Falcon's gonna try to look on this Roger chicane once again. He has a look, but it wasn't enough. Oh, one car sliding off. That's Simon Witt. Oh, off the Roger chicane. I think he might have hit the curb there, and he goes off 16th now. Well, let's have a look again into the Roger chicane, battling with Jafari Blackwood. And he gone wide into the gravel trap, and he just spun off. Thankfully, he didn't hit anybody there when he rejoined. There's going to be plenty of action here on the last couple of places, but here it goes. Falcon on the inside again of lifted Pasalic into the Ascari chicane, but Pasalic still prevails and still stays in 10th place. Meanwhile, in the 8th place battle here, Prem and Pilch still trying to hang on from a bit of slide from Prem and Pilch. Tuamela now gets into 8th, but here it comes now. Who's gonna get the arrest? Tuamela does, and we'll see if Pilch is gonna try to overtake him on this corner. No, he stays behind, And he has a settle for 9th for now. For Prem and Pilch, Tormella goes 8th. Meanwhile, the Ferrari of Pedro Jean just pulls away with still about 5-second gap between him and Charles Steiner. I think these two probably know that this is probably their best position now at this point. So they're probably gonna play safe and not doing any stupid stuff, I guess. But I feel like the battle is actually raging on the back of the field, even though they're not getting any points at all. But yeah, you see, look at that train of cars. Certainly a DRS train, if I'll be honest. Tim Anderson doesn't have any DRS, but here it comes now. Blackwood does have the DRS, so does Falcon and Ryan Adam. Going on to the grass a little bit there, Falcon, but he's not going to lose that much of a time. Actually, he gains some time there. Going on to the Ascari chicane, very bravery. And bravely enough, Falcon is actually getting some time back from his lap time as well. 10 hours and 27.9 on the last lap, 29.4 for Blackwood. Now 29.5 for Falcon as well, 27.0606 for Ryan Adam. But there it goes now. Falcon has the inside line going to the Rettifilo chicane, and he gets the move done. Nice, smooth, calm overtake there for Falcon. And there you see Flunger Wilson there. Started 4th, dropped down to 15 because of that kerfuffle in the pit lane in the first pit stop. See, could be some other battles here. Diabagers go on the inside of Akatiti Bivona, and he just about to overtake him enough. But there he goes now. Bivona gonna have to return on this corner, and and Baggers once again got caught out in a gravel trap at Lesmo 1, and he's now dropped back to 24th. Yeah, a lot of drivers got caught out on that corner quite oftenly as well. Hoped on the inside of Mitch Johnson, gone wide. Not that much of a move, not that much of a damage, I would say. Still looks okay for me. And now we have 7th place battle going on there, but you see now DRS for Tormella, no DRS for Mr. Peter, but also DRS for Prem and Pilch as well. Tormella gets 2 positions in one corner and goes up in 7th place. He's 18 positions up from this race. He's just moving up through the grid, and goodness me. But I feel like the tires might actually start giving up on Pedro Jean, or maybe somebody else as well. But still, there's still plenty of action. There's still move on making on this corner, and Falcon lost all the momentum going to the gravel trap, lost 2 positions, and now in 14th place. Oh goodness me. Lesmo 1 they go. Nothing much happened. Still, I'd say this is probably the most plenty of action so far in the season. You know, we got safety car, we got overtakes, we got close calls, we got you know, side by side actions. And now we probably got more. Here he goes, and Ryan Adam on the back of that McLaren, and it seems as though he's going to try to go on the inside of that McLaren, that being Jafari Blackwood, still alongside each other. But who's going to get the DRS? I think Adam probably got it. Yes, Adam got the DRS, and he closes the door on Blackwood there, and he gets 12. Still some moves made into the Rettifilia chicane there. You see Wilson! Oh! Almost crashed there. They definitely made contact there between Falcon and Wilson, but just somehow they managed to keep it all fine. There it goes now. Wilson gonna go on the inside of Falcon. Just about to hang on. Oh, but she slows down. And she gives in the position to Falcon this corner. Still plenty of action. Oh, some cars start to slide there. And you see Henry Jack Brown sliding a bit on the rear wheels. Still only got about a couple of laps to go actually. Pedro Jean, 28.4 for him. 27.8 for Shoshana. 28.2 for Nick Koch. It's about 4.5 seconds there. Still just about. We only have 2 laps to go in this race. It's just gone by very quickly. And Wilson on the inside of Falcon once again. Falcon slides off from the parabolica. And they're still going to be alongside each other, but I think Wilson has a DRS. Yes, she does. She does have a DRS, but she doesn't know where she would want to go. But she's going to try to go on the inside onto the Retifilio chicane once again. Alongside each other. Wilson just about to go on into 14th place. Retakes that position again. Tim Anderson in 11th. Only 1 position away if he wants to keep the championship hunt alive. But I don't think that might happen because Nick Koch is right there in 3rd place. So she might have more points than Tim Anderson in this race and maybe retake the championship lead. I mean, if to be fair, Nick Koch, she's actually in her 1st season of the IWTR World Football Series. She had a debut before in the IWTR Endurance Special events back at, in the midst of the Season 3 break. And now she's actually in 3rd place and looking good for the championship hunt as well. And we're actually now on to the last lap of the race as well. So Pedro Jean is still going to stay pretty high up there going through this corner. But there you see now it's going to be a 7th place battle here going on here. Peanut Butter, is it close enough? No, he won't. He's still going to stay behind Norto Vela there in 7th place. We might see more action going on here, but he goes now. It's going to be side-by-side action. There you see Vit just giving it all what he had left in the tank. This is the final laps actually, so they're going to have to keep giving it all onto these corners. Vit just about to get up in front of Mitch Johnson there, and then you see still plenty of battles going on here. Both the Jaguars of Falcon trying to overtake Florence Wilson, but it wasn't look like he could be able to overtake her. See still battles here going on the back of the pack, but here it goes now. The Tifosis, they're on their feet, they're up in the grandstands, and they will see Zoe Pedrojan wins for Ferrari, wins the Italian Grand Prix, their home race. Zoe Pedrojan finally, he gets a victory in this season. He finally, for Pedro Jean, after a long wait for him, he wins the Italian Grand Prix. You see still plenty of action still coming on there. Tormella in 7th place, Peanut Butter 8th, and Rema Pilch in 9th. We're not going to see any battles developing there. Pasale in 10th place, Tim Anderson 11th. We will see a side-by-side finish line. Would see Johnson just about to manage to eke out Simon Vitt just about by only 3 thousandths of a second there for 16th place. But man, that was yeah, battle to the line. Even though it wasn't for points, they're just gonna give it all no matter what. That's probably their last ditch attempt for Simon Vitt, but only it's gonna be 17th for him. Shoshana would finish 2nd place. Nick Koch, I think she probably gets the championship lead at this point. Drobo Zarjevic in 4th. Zayza Cohen Jr. 8th positions up. She will finish 5th. And Raymond Tanner as well. A redemption day for Raymond Tanner. He finally finished in the top 10 this time around. Tormella obviously 7th. Mr. Peter Butter 8th. from Coach 9, Liverpool Sonic 10th. 10 Arison just could not get into the points scoring position there in the top 10, so he will settle in P11. Ryan Adam improving on his lackluster first race, the debut race at the German Grand Prix, improving on his home ground, finishing 12th. Jafari Blackwood would finish in 13th, Vlondre Wilson in 14th, Matthew Falcon in 15th, Mitch Johnson 16th, even though it's 10 positions up for him, but it's still no points for him. And Simon Vitt finishes in 17th, Henry Jack Brown 18th, Sepp Plebs would finish 19th. Agostino Bavona, not the best day on his career, I would say. He had better days in Ferrari seat, but now in McLaren, wouldn't say it's not so much of a good for him. Luca Farina will finish in P21. Again, another disappointment for the Italian driver on his own race as well. The team's home race and his home race as well. Not doing good. Senin Kaya started 6th, finished 22nd. That's just quite an abysmal weekend for him. And Dylan Holt finishing 23rd, and Nadia Baggett would finish in would be the last car to finish on this race. Two drivers that didn't finish, Mihaly Zavak and Alex Luan, who had a clash earlier on in the race. But that is your face of the race winner, folks. Zorit Petrosyan finally capturing his first win of the season. That is sensational for him. And for the home fans as well, the Tifosi, they finally see a Italian manufacturer backed F1 car on their home race and on their home track as well, finally finishing in first. And yeah, Petrosyan's first win of the season as well. Luca Farina, well, he still hadn't scored a win this season as well. But yeah, Petrosyan, congratulations for the team and for him as well. And so, well, that's about it. And you can definitely tell that it is quite a good race. Plenty of action there. Would certainly tell that you know, some of the race is actually pretty decent. Like it's probably one of the most decent races that we have in IWTR this season, I would say. You know, you got a lot of actions packed into this race, and the fastest lap actually is gonna go to Jafari Blackwood, 1:25.007, 007, freaking James Bond there. Just a little bit of joke there, but yeah, pretty much a James Bond number there, 007. But yeah, plenty of actions on this race. We have one safety car actually, and also quite a lot of battles going on throughout the grids, but not so much in the front actually. But Petrosyan walked away with a win here in Italy, and well, the next round would obviously be a little bit tougher for him to compete now in the next round. But yeah, overall a solid race, and certainly the one race that we thoroughly miss throughout the absence weeks. And so yeah, that is it for the Italian Grand Prix here at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. As the next round, we are heading towards the Spanish land. Well, obviously, because we are headed towards the circuit Ricardo Tomo for the Spanish Grand Prix for the 12th round of the championship. We only have 5 rounds left on this season, so we're hopefully going to end this season on a high note. And so well, that's just about it for pretty much this broadcast. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I don't know what I'm saying to be honest, but yeah, that is it for our I don't know what I'm saying at this point. But yeah, that is it for our broadcast. So if you like this kind of content and wanted to see more of these, make sure to subscribe to the International World Tour Racing channel. you can give a like, a share and a subscribe, and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any new videos that will be coming to you in the near future. And if you'd like to join this league, I'll put the Discord link into the description below. And that's it from me today. I've been Pausa, your host and your commentator, signing off for today. Goodbye everyone.